But Mitski's album, Tired from Sad New Korean Business, started in my head. I stopped listening to her because I'm like, okay, it's my turn to retire from sad, for real. And then I did. So I retired from her music. Pull up this picture again. Do not be this picture. This is me a month right after, like when I'm listening to Mitski and decided to stop. Basically, I'm making this video because I used to be someone who became very obsessed with music, always be on Spotify and Pinterest, and use the two as like a form of escapism. And if you're watching this and you're someone who uses music to escape, please continue to watch because it's unhealthy, and trust me, like I know from experience. So this is a disclaimer. No, I love Mitski. I don't listen to her. Yeah, it's true. I do not listen to her. You'll never catch me listening to her again. I respect the artist. I cannot listen to that ever again. I'm just going to talk about any lyrics, anything. I'm not affiliated with the artist. I don't know the artist. The only artist I know is myself. I don't rap, like I could. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. This is our own genres. We like our own artists. I'm not gonna diss any artist here because I don't care. I only listen to the ones that I like. Also, I think it's very important. I kind of want, like, it's gonna sound cringe, but like us as, I don't want to say society, but as fans, as consumers, not to put certain people on pedestals. I don't think anyone should be on a pedestal. Seriously, do not be putting artists on a pedestal. Shout out to Mitski though. If I saw her, bro, I would be thanking her because her album title changed my life. And it's not her fault that I was completely miserable and depressed. That was on me, and that was on me for kind of feeding into my delusions, I want to say. But literally, Mitski's 2013 album changed my life. So as much as her music kept me down, I want to say, like, blame everything on Mitski. There's nothing to blame on her but my sad new Korean business started in my head. I stopped listening to her because I'm like, okay, it's my turn to retire from sad, for real. And then I did. So I retired from her music. No, because these songs are insane. I cannot listen to them. Be very passionate and love music, but don't obsess over it. You have to be very, very, very intentional with music. For some people, like, for real, lyrics feel like it's for you. And tell me why that was me. Like, I'm not even joking, but that's how I was with Mitski, at least. Oh, I'm like looking at these. Past and myself, I mean, I don't see it. If you're thinking about the past right now, first of all, do not be a prisoner to the past. Trust me, okay, I know these are gonna sound really cringe, but when you tell yourself these, it's super healing and helpful. Where is the past? Out of sight, out of mind. And if you're like, oh, that's super difficult for me, it takes time to heal. Everything takes time. When I stopped listening to Mitski, I literally thought I was having withdrawals. If you look at your music, it hasn't changed in like the past like couple months, years. Probably are just not super into music, which is totally fine. If you're feeling down and you go listen to music that makes you feel down, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna feel down. If you feel down but you want to go up, what type of music should you listen to? I got that answer, and I'm gonna let you know. Media kind of gears towards what you want to see. The way I was feeling, I wanted to see that, so I saw that on Pinterest and I saw that with music, and that was a reflection of my life. When I started listening to better music and more uplifting music, I also changed all my media, like shows, movies, and my Instagram, everything, to only, you guys know Hopecore? I hope you're on that side of Instagram. If you're not, I pray for you. Like, I just hope you heal and one day you'll be there. But then again, not everyone wants to. A lot of people like to stay miserable, and that sounds really like being mean. I don't mean it like that. People like to victimize themselves. I always try to get out of it, but I always put myself back into it. Then I forced myself. This is discipline. Stop listening to Mitski, and when I stopped listening to Mitski, I stopped listening to sad music in general. What I would do was I would watch certain shows and I would make playlists on those shows. And I stopped doing that because I stopped being those shows as an escape. This is the key to life. When you learn to actually face, I say this, it's really cringe, fight your demons. It's really cringe. I don't know how to say this in not a cringe way. When you learn to deal with the demons that are in your head, it's just life gets better. And nothing can distract you from what's going on here. I used to listen, I used to watch this up, anything, so my brain just doesn't think. About Bungo Stray Dogs. Bungo Stray Dogs made me really depressed, I'm not gonna lie. Because I allowed it to. I wouldn't go ahead and say that it's depressing, but it's pretty depressing. You know what? I'm just gonna be truthful. To me personally, I thought Bungo Stray Dogs was very depressing. Like the light novels, and when you read books about the authors themselves. But I'd always think of, you're allowed like 1 minute sad and the rest you have to like keep it gangster or something like that. I would always listen to rap because I just listened to rap a lot in middle school, and I kept listening to rap. I'm going to talk about rap later. Myself time for these songs, and I'm going to show the playlist. It literally says Still Sexy. Nothing can justify this because this was just keeping me in that, what it's called. How do you stop listening to such music? Stop victimizing myself, obviously, because what's that going to do, seriously? It's literally all about lyrics. So I guess I'm done talking about like that romanticizing sadness part. This section is just going to be about music in general and why it's so powerful and the importance. Go to a shop, they specifically blast their music. Those shops dim the lights and they blast music just so the customers can get kind of stressed and they just buy whatever and leave. If you guys know Yo-Yo Ma, he's like one of the most famous cellists ever, but he has a whole video and song and he's talked about how music is a universal language, which is so beautiful. I honestly, whenever I think of music, I only think of it in the most positive connotation, so I just want to get out all the downside and maybe whatever you can think about that's really bad like out of the way real quick, so I can talk about the ways that music has really helped me. But I just want to put an emphasis on instrumentation and beats before we even talk about lyrics. Scary movie, it's gonna be so suspenseful, right? Or let's say like the villain just got defeated. They're gonna play some heroic music, the light's gonna shine bright, all of that stuff, right? Like that messes with your emotion. Like music conveys emotions, okay? It literally pulls at our heartstrings, and I think that's like such a cool thing. Obviously music is a form of art. If you have that appreciation, that's why this video, I think it's only for like the people who get it. Like if you personally really like music like that. If you don't and you probably think I'm crazy, it's okay. To be aware, like keep this in the back of your head, that music does influence us and does impact us in a way. So always be mindful, be very, very, very mindful of the music you listen to. I just don't recommend obsessing over me, and I'm gonna explain how you can stop doing it. I'm just like putting such an emphasis, like trust me, it's just that was never worth it. Do not romanticize listening to such toxic music. And I don't want, well, like I said, it's not the artist's fault. They're expressing themselves, so nothing to do with artists. I'm just talking about music in general. Before I transition into like actual positive ways and how music is so amazing, I recommend if you are someone who's very obsessed with music, I recommend kind of like taking a notch down. I love music so much, but I don't listen to it as much as I used to. But that's such a good thing. So I've come to a point where I can just enjoy music and I don't have to be so weirdly obsessed with it and self-project myself. It's like I'm thinking of like my younger self. It's like advice I could have told her. Okay, so now moving on what you can do. If you're someone who is trying to not be like this, you have to first acknowledge. And it's really hard to acknowledge and accept that you're like this. So for me personally, like I said, I'm gonna pull up this picture again. Do not be this picture. I want to tell you how use music to your advantage, to be up here and not to stay down and not move. Because we're all about leveling up here, okay? I like to believe in, I don't know if you guys know the philosophy, I think it's called Kaizen. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's just like being 1% better every day. Obviously how we relate ourselves to the lyrics, and that's a really powerful thing, so use that to your advantage and not the opposite. It's just a double-edged sword. It's literally a double-edged sword, okay? I feel bad I keep bringing up Mitski. I mean, I can say that Lana, personally, only song I ever liked from her was Dealer and Shades of Cool. Like I said, it was a bit delulu of me. I used to be like, oh my god, those are so like me. They were not like, but like I said, now use music to your advantage. First, I'll make this huge emphasis on any media. Media means anything. Music, social medias, movies, TV, like any sort of media, anything that we consume, even from people. I've mentioned this before, but that becomes our reality. That's scary, okay? So you can't be listening to depressing ass music. Your favorite artist ever is like Juice WRLD, for example. You cannot be listening to his depressing music, okay? Same with like X of like middle school. Do not ask me what I listened to in middle school. It's so embarrassing. I would listen to Uzi's like depressing ass songs instead of his hype songs. It's okay, character development. Anyways, why music is good and what you can use it for. You can use it for the gym. It helps me like with just locking in. A lot of red. Personally, I fell in love with a whole lot of red after I started going to the gym because I just needed something crazy like that. Because for real, I have One Piece openings. And I have So King's theme. I'm trying to show that this is very personal to me. And all these lyrics, every song, it's either because I love the beat and I love at least one verse in it, like one line. Studying, I found it that video game music is the best. I had Zora Domain as my #1 song. Yeah, it's so calming. Personally, it just helps me with like anxiety and everything. I say everything, that's true. When you were a kid, you used to play on the Game Boy, right? When you play on the Game Boy, you would be so focused, or they make it in a way where you're so zoned into the game. But if you're studying, it will just zone you. Studying playlists that's actually chill. I don't recommend listening to lyrics. YouTube, people post so many good One Piece opening playlists, chill lo-fi for homework, and I have one called Studying. For work, personally, when I was working, I couldn't really control the aux. If I tried to, they had their own playlist and it was shuffle. So there was one. Driving, I think, is super powerful because that is the time that I emphasize this so much. Use driving to be present, because that's such a good time to be present. My driving playlist is my oldest playlist that I actively listen to. And producers, I really like Weezy. I think his stuff is amazing. I think he's pretty popular. I don't know if he's so popular, but like Who You Foolin' is so life-changing. I would romanticize it in an unhealthy way. Romanticize music in a healthy way. And find ways to personalize your music. They're so personalized towards me. Like after I heard about Truly Humble Under God, like that low-key like moved me. If you're feeling down, listen to super chill, just like you're getting there. Like I said, it's so progress, but you'll get there. If you're down, you can't just magically listen to really crazy up music. Because what I used to do is when I was down, I'd listen to songs like Top by G Herbo. Then I kind of slowly like told myself I need to calm down. So I listened to jazz. Listening to jazz was really helpful. And lo-fi, I'm not super in love with lo-fi. That's pretty much the three artists: Kali Uchis, and Don Toliver, and why I love them and why I think they're really cool if you're trying to like music shift. Kali personally, she's so healing. Like if you haven't listened to I Wish You Roses theme, it's like I wish you well. And I read something, I have it on my wall. I either wish you well, I hope you healed, or I pray for you, something like that. But I feel like all of them is just I wish you well. And that's so beautiful. For Kali in specific, for every artist, I only listen to specific songs. I want to say like kind of feminine energy, like femininely divine. Is that the word? I'm not too sure, but I absolutely love it. It's so vibey when I'm getting ready to see my homegirls. They like lift you up. See, this is one where I really like him because I love his references to Luffy, Hello, to One Piece anime, and also when he addresses any girl, he calls her shawty. He obviously, instead of calling her a B-word, it's gonna change anytime soon. I feel like he's progressing. He has a song called Sanji, bro, but it's so hit or miss. I don't think for everyone, but I'm just saying I found an artist that makes me feel really good. And then Don Toliver. No, Don Toliver is so chill. I kind of want to address this. My favorite genre, I don't want to say my favorite. Is it my favorite? Perhaps. But it's definitely rap, and I want to just quickly talk about rap connotations, especially if you're a woman. Please do not be against listening to rap, but just in case, I do want to clear it up. The whole thing, like the emergence of rap and everything, a lot of people were hating on it, but for me personally and how I see it and how the artists, they express themselves too, but now I'm up, and no matter what, they're reaching towards their goals basically, and like nothing can stop them. That's just the vibes I love. The one I'm talking about, I personally like them. You have to find artists that you like. You're just gonna talk about rap, but you just insert the genre you personally really like and that resonates with you. I like rap because they rap about overcoming a struggle. It's not like they're complaining, and that's what I love. If I give you these recommendations and you don't like them, feel free to go back and listen to old school rap because it's so vibey. Personally, I can't listen to it too much because it's like the same as like Bach. If you guys know him, everyone knows him. If you don't know his name, you've heard of his music. He's like an OG of classical music. That's how I kind of feel with old school rap, even though it hasn't been that much time. So vibey and amazing, but I can't listen to it too much. I just personally love the beat. Like hip hop is unmatchable. Music is all about the vibes. And personally for me, like hip hop, rap, like I like beats. I like music like that. I just really like the beat because, I don't know, I'm trying to dance or something. I don't know. Music doesn't change. That means you're not changing. So I recommend, only if you want to. You don't have to. I was talking about old school rap. I do want to mention Queen Latifah. Rap first started, it was a male-dominated industry. I didn't live through that era, so when I think of old school rap, I think of like California Love, I think of Big Papa, like the basic ones. Not the first rapper ever, like female rapper, but she's the first to be like, I don't know. Why am I getting into history? Like, there's 3 other ones which I want to consider more trap. I want to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. There are amazing rappers out there. I really like Megan. She's very inspiring. The baddie, her music only gets better. I don't listen too much to her old songs. I got into 21. I love his lyrics. I know a lot of people will say his flow is always the same. I really like his chill flow. But it just reminds me, because I was watching One Piece episode. This is a spoiler. Double tap if you're not in Wano. I think his name is Apo or something. It's just a rap. And I love when 21 raps about rats. The thing about Gunna that I really like about him, just like how he references God a lot. Even his newest album, I like took screenshots of that and I was like, that's so tough. Also, he has a song called Do Better. And I love listening to that. Also, Future has a song called Too Comfortable. I love that as well because comfortability, that kills dreams. Let's wrap it up. But I wanted to say lyrics are never that deep. It's just what you make of it. Sometimes lyrics are capping, or sometimes they're telling a story, or sometimes it's not even about the person. Explore different genres. I really do hope you enjoyed this. It's very lighthearted, but I hope this does help you though, because music is powerful. It's a blessing and a curse for sure, but use that double-edged sword the right way. Also, listen to music you like, music to your benefit.